It hasn't exactly been the easiest couple of days or even couple of weeks for Microsoft. I mean, we started seeing some of the hatred and things like that for them with the Redfall news that it would be 30 frames per second at launch on Xbox Series X and S, to which everybody proceeded to lose their stuff. It was just one of those things that kind of, brought it back to me that no matter what Microsoft does for people, no matter how consumer friendly they are, there's always going to be that aspect that steps out and says, this is the same company who in 2013 tried to take our gaming rights. And, I feel like that's really silly at this particular point because both Microsoft and Sony and even Nintendo to an extent have all kind of participated in doing different things that would possibly be construed as taking rights or being wrong. I mean, you don't see people got over Sony's anti-consumerness very quickly, right? Within the same generation, right? Like people, yeah, they did make fun of the PS3 and Sony was telling people to get a second job to pay for one and all this kind of stuff. But people got over that stuff within, a few year period. Like Sony was fine. Microsoft, they literally changed everything. And by the way, Sony's changing of the PS3 was something that literally took years and years to pull off. And with Microsoft and the Xbox One, they never launched it in a bad state. In fact, it launched in a much better state than the PlayStation 4, in my opinion. And when you see stuff like this pop up, you just sort of scratch your head and go, there is definitely a situation where we have I don't want to hesitate to call it a media bias, but there certainly is an Xbox negativity thing. You know what I mean? Like people have a thing for Xbox being negative, and I mean I think that's just pretty factual at this point. We can see that they just literally, people will bring up things that they've done years ago, and now it looks like they actually got turned down for another studio that they tried to buy in this time in like the mobile division, which nobody even knew about. These leaked out, and I thought was very interesting to kind of see this the way that it's come about. So anyway, apparently Microsoft tried to buy a different mobile game publisher before Activision Blizzard. They said it wants to create a new Xbox mobile platform, which makes sense because if you look at like Apple and you look at Google, these companies are making a ton of money through the mobile market, not even through a traditional market like AAA gaming. But if you could sustain something mobile, if you could get into the mobile market and offer something competitively, then I think that can help support the AAA side as well. Like I've always said this with Minecraft, it really helps support Xbox. But again, people are so caught up with Microsoft and Sony that they don't look what Microsoft has already said legitimately, which was they were really interested in the King part of the acquisition because they want to put up a fight against Google and the duopoly of Google and Apple, where that's concerned. So the Competition and Markets Authority went well beyond their authority, and it's just ridiculous, by the way. Said it was blocking Microsoft's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard due to concerns about the deal's impact on the future of the cloud gaming market. While the merger has often been framed as Microsoft seeking to purchase Call of Duty, Xbox boss Phil Spencer has constantly claimed and consistently claimed that the $69 billion deal is primarily driven by the company's mobile gaming ambitions. Microsoft has said the merger would improve its ability to create a new Xbox mobile platform and a next-generation game store to compete with Google Play and App Store. After months of investigation, the CMA published its final report, which revealed that Microsoft previously attempted to buy a different mobile game publisher. We note Microsoft's submission that Activision has significant strength in mobile, and consider that presence of Activision's games on any mobile gaming store would enhance in competitiveness. However, we also continue that this could be achieved by less anti-competitive means than the merger, and Microsoft could acquire attractive content and experiences with player engagement and acquisition by buying a different mobile game publisher. This appears to have been Microsoft's strategy. It attempted to buy Redacted in Redacted and said Redacted. The CMA continued, we also consider to set the launch to competitive mobile platform, Microsoft would need to significantly quantity and variety of games. This would be likely to involve making agreements with third-party publishers in a similar way it does with console and PC games. Microsoft has not provided evidence that its entry attempt would be sufficient, relying on Activision games alone. For this, we disagree with Activision's contention that a competing mobile game store could only be achieved with the content from a single organization. So last November, Microsoft head of gaming told The Verge that Xbox would struggle to continue as a global business if the company remained irrelevant in mobile. In terms of the Activision opportunity, and I keep saying this over and over, it is true. It definitely starts with the view that people want to play games on every device that they have. And in a funny way, the small screen that we play on is actually the biggest screen when you think about the install base in phone. That's just a place where if we don't gain relevancy as a gaming brand, we're not alone in seeing this. Over time, the business will become kind of untenable for any of us. If we're not able to find customers on phones, on any screen that someone wants to play on, you really are going to get segmented to a niche part of gaming that running a global business will become very challenging. Spencer also said, as a percent of overall gaming business, the console business is shrinking because the overall business is growing, and console stays relatively flat as a business. Same thing with PC. Now, Activision Blizzard posted strong set of quarterly financial results with net income up 87% year over year. It said that results were driven by growth across all three of its segments, Activision, Blizzard, and King, and highlighted the performance of its mobile game business. They said, "We continue to deliver strong results for our IP on the strategical important mobile platform, with mobile net bookings growing double digits year over year, driven by Candy Crush, Call of Duty Mobile, and last year's launch of Diablo Immortal." So there you have it. They were actually turned down for another company, or lost out the ability to pick up another company, which seems like a bit of a bad thing here. I mean, I think Microsoft has a lot going for it, but the fact that they keep on, I don't want to say failing, but I guess for lack of better words, it does seem like they're failing a bit here and there, and they need to get sort of a clear plan to do. Like, I think they have to go all out right now. They have to do everything they can. You can't be super low key at this particular point and just continue to go, oh, well, things will be okay, things will work out. You have to be proactive. I feel like by not being proactive, they sort of, I want to say, let things slip. I mean, I would have loved to see them pick up the Western Square stuff, pick up Crystal Dynamics and Tomb Raider and all those IP and games. And I think that, because I feel like Tomb Raider, to be honest with you, could compete with stuff like Uncharted, can compete with stuff like The Last of Us. They really, it's a quality game. It's right up there. So I felt like they could have been able to compete there. And, I feel like they have to have a clear idea about what they want to do from here on out. And hopefully they can do that. I want to see Microsoft really kick it and kind of and do things in such a way that fans can be excited again. They can't just lay low like they did for the last year. They have to go out there and they have to do things to get people excited again. So I believe that they can do that, and I believe they will do that. And guess what? Us Xbox fans are used to waiting a little bit. So it sucks, but yeah, that's what we're gonna see at some particular point. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what you all think. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for watching. I'm the Crap Gamer. This is Crap Gamer Reviews. Crap Gamer out.